But always keep a clean reputation.
Yeah.
Don't be the girl that is sucking and ucking. And I said ucking, not the F word.
Welcome back to Behind the Game with Terri. This episode is dedicated to all the women who wants to work in the sports world. Today's guest has worked so hard to get the position that she is in. She's Director of Player Development and Head Coach Relations at Florida Atlantic University football program. She's a member of the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated and works for the 818 agency as an agent. We will get to hear her journey about going into the sports world, her tips, and of course, Terri's Red Zone. You do not want to miss this. Let's get ready to hear Regine Hill. Welcome back to Behind the Game with Terri. I'm your host, Terri, and I'm here with
Regine Hill, Director of Player Development / Head Coach Relations here at Florida Atlantic University.
And we're about to get this interview started. So first off, where did your passion for sports begin?
Well, I was always been a cheerleader, a dancer growing up, elementary, middle school, but really my real true passion came when I started working at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium. I was in group sales, and I used to see how the players used to basically spend their whole check. We were high single A minor league baseball team, and I would see them out at the club, obviously spending a lot of money, and then when they get back to the facility for the rest of the month, they're eating off the facility and not off the check that they were paid off of. So it told me, okay, so I need to be in a situation where I can be an advocate or an advisor to these young players about how to spending their money properly and making sure that they're not going broke.
Yeah. So what was it like working at Roger Dean Stadium?
It was a great stepping stone. I can say that it was my first job in the sports industry. I learned a lot about people, how the industry works, in particular with baseball. So it was a big eye opener.
Big eye opener. Okay, so let's backtrack. So when you were going to school, university, what was your bachelor's degree in, and like, were you thinking about going into sports?
So yes, actually, I attended Stetson University in DeLand, Florida. Go Hatters! So essentially, I wanted to be a sports and entertainment attorney. But I seen how corrupted the legal system is with the whole Trayvon Martin situation that happened. So I quickly changed my mind. I was like, I enjoy contractual law. So what's something I can do that will compensate that fulfillment? And I decided to go into being a sports agent. So I started digging a little bit deeper in that. Obviously, you need to know what you need to learn. So I studied sport business at Stetson University, and then graduated in 2017. And then after that, moved back home, got the job at Roger Dean, and then I jumped right into my master's program at Lynn University. Okay. And I studied entrepreneurial management.
With your master's degree, was it like any challenges that you faced while doing Roger Dean Stadium and obtaining your master's degree?
Yeah, I could say it was very difficult. I had to stay disciplined for sure. Because with, working at a spring training facility who also have minor league teams, like, you're nonstop. So spring training starts from February to March, but then right after you're jumping right into the minor league season, which is a long season, and you work every day. So I was trying to find ways to get my work done. So during my lunch break, I would do my homework. Obviously, the little off days that I did have, if my team wasn't playing, I was using those days to catch up on work as well. So I will say it's a challenge. If you're not organized, if you're not disciplined, it's going to be a really big issue.
Yeah. So, okay, I was doing a little bit of research on you, and you were part of the Miami Foundation also. What did you learn from that experience?
I feel like that experience really, really humbled me. During that time in my life, I was really caught up on titles. So when I actually applied for that position, it was not exactly what I thought it was when I got there. So I was only there for one season, but I was able to obviously meet people. I think that was my first way of learning how to network and talk to people, and actually seeing individuals like agents who are there supporting their players while I'm in the, the club level selling 50-50 raffle tickets and stuff, and silent auction, to be able to communicate with those individuals and pass out business cards if I had them on them or whatnot. So I can say, in that era of my life, I was able to do that.
So when you said business cards, and then I'm gonna bring up networking now, and how do you put yourself out there when it comes to like networking yourself? Especially you got to hand out your business cards. Like, what would you give like a young girl like me? I'm not that young. Rare. I'm saying that. But like, what would you give younger girls that are wanting to be part of the sports industry? Like, what would you tell them? Honestly,
basically, networking is so important. So having your resume, your business card, your elevator pitch ready. But attending events, that's really where it is. Like a lot of the times when it's business time in the sports world, you're typically at a bar or they have like a cocktail hour or whatnot, and just going there and meeting those individuals. Now, don't be getting drunk and stuff out
don't
there,
be
too
tipsy
where you can't articulate your words. But just being out there and letting people know what you're interested in, what you want to do. I think also finding a mentor. A mentor helps a lot. Can help you navigate through that world on the do's and the do nots and being able to be successful with it.
Okay. So let's talk about a little personal.
Okay.
So you're being part of Zeta Tau Omega of the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. What is it like being part of a sisterhood and just an organization that's built upon community service?
It's actually wonderful. I'm the only girl. I have an older brother, so it's kind of nice having like sisters. They're not your blood, but they feel like they're your blood. So I have my line alone was 36 of us. So I have 35 sisters.
Oh yeah.
So it's great, and I love community service. Be able to do it with individuals that are like minded, like myself, and we're out going in the community. We're changing lives, and we're making stuff shake and happen.
Yeah.
So I love it.
And you work with you're a co-chairperson with the Younger Pearls, right?
So I am part of the 20 Pearls committee. So that is the youth group of the AKs of the Zeta Tau Omega chapter down here in West Palm Beach, Florida. So it's high school age from 9th grade to 12th grade. We mentor these girls. We get them ready for college. We do interviews. We teach them a lot about life. And then we send them off, and hopefully they become law-abiding citizens and alpha woman. But it's okay if they decide to go with another organization. But we mentor these young ladies to make sure that they are, like I said, law-abiding citizens and grown women when we release them into the world.
Yeah. Okay, so now let's talk about your position at FAU.
Yes, go Owls.
So what's it like working here? But first of all, let's start off with your position. Tell me a little bit more about your position.
So director of player development. So basically I am the team's mother. I like to call myself the team aunt / big sister because I'm not too much older than these guys. But essentially my job is to teach the guys about off the field things, about life. Yeah, basically. So again, like I said, I give myself the mother title. So in my program, I built a program called the HOOP program, which stands for Helping Our Owls Thrive. In that program, I want to ensure that they are top tier student athletes on and off the field. So with doing that, I have some pillars. So that goes from, life skills, bringing individuals and doing workshops like life skills on like how to make a resume, how to take care of yourself with, sexual education, bringing somebody in talking about leadership and community engagement, financial literacy, having someone come in and talk about budgeting, life insurance, and all of that, and how important that is, as well as community engagement and team bonding. So we're going out and doing community service events. We're doing team bonding events with each other within the team, careers, we're stopping by the career center. We're going to these career events so they can network. So it's a plethora of things that we do to make sure that these guys are wholesome when they leave and they're ready for the next level.
So when you talk about the next level, how do you have this conversation with some of them? Like, hey, sometimes the NFL is not going to be for you, or the CFL or the UFL is not going to be for you. So how do you encourage them to be like, listen, you can still work in the sports world, you can still be a coach, you can still do this and that? Like, how do you encourage them for that?
I bring them in this room, actually, this room here, Chris Carter, Hall of Famer.
Hey,
he's part of my department as well. We come in this room when we have a heart to heart with them. Like, They tell us their goals, obviously, when they get here, and we work with them towards that goal as long as they're here. But when it gets to that time, your junior year, you should be hearing about scouts having an interest.
Yeah.
And then your senior year, you're actually talking to them. And they're asking you questions. They're watching film on you. And if you're not getting that type of interaction, then it's time to pivot.
Yeah.
So let's pivot. Okay, so what else do you like to do? All right, is it anything in your major field that you like? If that's not the case, then okay, let's see if we have anybody in our Rolodex that can mentor you or get you a position or an externship or something to see if you like that new role or whatnot. Yeah. So that's what we do. That's the conversation I have with them because, I mean, at the end of the day, you have to be realistic. Like, everybody not going to the league. Everybody not going to the CFL or the UFL. So you have to be honest with these guys, and I'm honest from the beginning. Like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing. Yeah. I'm out there on the field with them.
Yes, you are.
You suck. You need to go run faster. All of that. Like, I don't hold anything back.
Oh my goodness, Reggie! Because I remember this too. Because I used to work with FAU. I used to help Clay, who's the creative director. I used to be down there with them, just recording, and I hear Regine. I used to hear you.
You have to be honest.
You have to be honest.
But then you also have to be that person that sometimes that rough talking to them actually encourages them to go harder. I remember one time, one of our players was not, giving full effort, not doing his best. And I was like, I bet you can't do that. So and he went ahead and did it. He was like, yeah, Regine talking ish. Regine talking ish. And he was like, yeah, well, I'm happy that I was able to talk ish to make you go do what you needed to do. So that's perfect. Yeah.
Sometimes they need that. They need
that extra push. So
what is it like working like in college football? Like, what's your likes and sometimes your dislikes? People need to know the difference between yes, it's all fun and games, but then there's the downside of it too.
I think for me personally, being the director of player development, I love how I'm very hands-on with the players. Like, I sometimes know more about the players than the coaching staff because I spend so much time with them. I dig deep. I talk to their parents very often and their families. So that's the upside of it. The downside is, when they leave me because I am their team mom. So it's like a sense of, empty nesting that comes out when they leave and go to a bigger school or they leave and graduate and all of that. And it's kind of like, my baby's leaving me. Yeah. So, I would say that's my up and that's my down.
Okay. So let's talk about being a sports agent.
Okay.
What is it like working in that field? Because I know you do FAU, but then you also do sports agent. So please tell me a little bit more about that.
So it's a lot of hard work. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of hard work.
Don't hold back.
No, you're constantly selling yourself. Like, what about you is gonna make me sign to you? Mm-hmm. What about you is I'm gonna trust. So I'm pretty happy, and I'm happy that player development kind of has like gotten me ready for that role. Yeah. Just because I know the connection piece when it comes to athletes, how to connect with them authentically. I think that's one thing that really, really, touches the kids, that I'm authentic and I'm myself. Yeah. I'm not trying to be nothing else that I'm not, and I'm not trying to sell no BS. Right. So they know, like, I'm here for them. I'm gonna advocate and fight for you. Yeah. And then I'm also gonna tell you when you're wrong. So, so for that, I really, really enjoy it. It's been a long journey, in this agent world, but I'm super excited. We have 6 guys this current draft that will be participating in their pro days. So I'm super excited to see the results.
Period. There's one more question that I just wanted to ask. What's a piece of advice you would give girls, and it's not the What piece of advice would you give the girls who want to be like in a position that you're in right now?
I think the one advice that always stood with me with being in the sports industry, even when I went back to Stetson, like when I attended there, it's just networking is so big. Like, if you don't know how to network, you will not be successful in this industry at all. Because everybody know everybody. Somebody knows somebody that can get you that job. Yeah. So I think that's my biggest advice. Make sure you network with people.
You listen. That's true.
Network.
I feel like that's gonna be the bottom. Network. All right. Do you have any shout outs you want to give out before we do my favorite part of the show?
Shout out to Coach Kitley for retaining me. Thank you, Coach Kit. Shout out to all my players. Hey y'all, make sure y'all share, comment, and repost, and subscribe, all of that good stuff. Shout out to my agency, the 818. Hey y'all, we on TV.
Let's get ready for Terry's Red Zone. So in this Red Zone, Regine's going to tell us 3 do's and 3 don'ts to help us be in this sports industry. Because listen, girls, we're all in this together.
Yes.
Okay?
And that's on period.
So she's going to give us 3 do's and 3 don'ts. So let's go.
All right. So do's. Make sure you have your elevator pitch and resume prepared. Business cards. And make sure you go out and network. I challenge you to network at an event once a month. And then I'm going to add a bonus, a 4th one. Find a mentor. So you could go ahead and get that guidance that you need for that from that specific person that's in that industry.
Period. Now, the 3 don'ts. Let's go.
3 don'ts. Okay. First one. Ladies, do not sleep with your clients, with any coaches, any athletes, any of that if you're in the sports industry or industry period. Co-workers, none of that. That's number 1.
Don't do it.
Number 2, dress for the job that you want. Like, please be professional or whatever you believe that is going to be the best fit for the career that you're in. Do not wear any skimpy clothing to attract attention, basically.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, I like that one too. I think that top of the dome.
That's good.
And then the 3rd one, Birdman rub.
Rub his hands like Birdman.
I gotta think about that because those are my top 2, basically. I guess you could basically say 3rd. It kind of ties in with them, but always keep a clean reputation.
Yeah. Don't
be the girl that is sucking and ucking. And I said ucking, not the F word. The drunk girl out.
Yeah.
The weed head.
Yeah.
Like, have a good reputation. So when they see your name or hear your name, it's like, oh, that girl is on her stuff. Like, I trust her. She's going to get the job done. You only got to ask once, and it is what it is.
Also, the digital footprint, too. Don't post everything on your social media.
That part.
It's not worth it.
I mean, if you want to post that bad, close friends. And make sure you monitor the close friends. Because everybody's not your close friend.
Hello. You better be doing a deep dive, deep search, and everything on your close friends, too. Because they're not your close friends. Even then, don't even post on your close friends like that.
Hello. Correct.
But that's the end of this episode. I want to say thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share.
Bye, guys.
Bye.